Hi, folks. Hanging out in the dungeon. Life's a little sideways. I'm wondering if anybody is out there today. I got some shit to tell you, and you're not going to believe it. Because it's fucked up. Maybe I need to rename this Man Dies of Corona after leaving the Jefferson Jail. And I'd get a lot more people who would jumped on real quick. Maybe it's just the time. Sound minds. Michelle, how are we all doing today? I got a package, as you might have seen. Nat, Anna, how are you doing, hon? You know what? It's a long time due that you caught one of those. Folks, stuff is messed up and stuff. Shit is fucked up and stuff. Safuas, right? I want you to start by learning about this. I better move my shit around so that it works correctly. Because what you want to see and what everybody else wants to know about is how fucked up is shit. Can you see that on my computer screen? I know you can. What am I talking about here, folks? I'm talking about the Jefferson County Jail. There's nothing like talking about the jail to get my bones riled up. So while we get everything going correctly, Zeus De Niro, I'll say hello. I don't think you're going to believe this. I'm sure you're going to believe this. Absolutely, I know you're going to believe this. Why? Because you've been paying attention, good folks, to Ghost Rider, to Cut the Plastic, Stephanie London, Marine Vet Mom. I got a interesting piece of news this morning. The jail is the site of a COVID-19 outbreak. Oh, that's the Jefferson County Jail. The man who died of coronavirus 4 days after bounding out of Jefferson County Jail. The man transferred to the Jefferson County Jail from the Denver jail system April 16th. Said the spokesman, Mike Talapin, in an email. Oh, are they going to try to take this away from me? There's ways around this. Watch this. Way back machine. Archive.org is the website. And if you want to get around the firewall, one hot gal and morbid angel, greetings, right and wrong. What you need to do is go to the archive.org. Type your website into the Wayback Machine right there. And voila. It doesn't have this page archived. Save this URL in the Wayback Machine. And then we'll go back to the story. Because it seems like, the Denver Post website might be acting up. So the man who tested positive for COVID-19 died 4 days after bounding out, Taplin said. The sheriff's office will not release the identity of the man. It's unclear whether the man contracted 19 at the jail or elsewhere, and public health investigations will determine where the infection happened. Denver jails are also sites of COVID-19 outbreaks. So let me break this down for you. On April 16th, 2020, somebody was transferred to Jefferson County Jail from Denver Jail. Denver Jail is a hotspot of COVID and has over 100 people who are diagnosed with COVID. Jefferson County Jail is now the site of a COVID-19 outbreak. How quickly things change when you're watching the responses. Because if we were just to go to an email from out of the watchdog, and I know you guys don't want to look at my computer screen and all my accounts and all that kind of stuff. So let me just try to find it real quick for you. In the meantime, while my Gmail is loading, I saw that question, Marine Vet Mom, and hello to all of you out there in TV land. In the real world on the other side. We're going to go back to talking about the Jefferson County Jail. Um, Auto. Wow, this is a snake finger. What's going on, good man? I'm adding, I'm opening a package, and I gotta tell you a funny story. I can't direct deposit from my phone international money orders. And the blessing is that I don't need to right now, but I gotta get that figured out. So I'm unboxing while I'm waiting for Otto's emails to pop up. And so that I can let you know. Good evening, the happy hippie. Yes, well, I got a package. Do you want to see what's in my package? Oh, you thought you were getting to look at a different package. I'm joking. This is a sewing machine with 2-speed control. Isn't that beautiful? It's in purple. It sews all sorts of fabric. Sleeves, dual speed, double stitch. It's got bobbins, a pin, and a threader. Morbid Angel. Isn't that beautiful? 1 bobbin, 1 needle. That's about 8 hours worth of sewing. 1 threader, and a foot pedal. I'm actually super excited about this. Because we're running... I should tell you. How awesome is that, right? So this was when my machine broke, the first machine, a month ago. I believe it was Bossmere. I think it was Bossmere. Ordered me a machine. It just arrived. I'm going to use it. Do not think that we're not going to put it into production shop. And for those of you who don't know, I am actually part of an operation right now. Jenny Fulton. Folks, you got to see it to believe it with your own eyes. It doesn't get any clearer. Michelle? No, the machine, the mask that you have, the package is sitting here. The mail is ready to go. I just got to go there tomorrow and do it in the morning when I wake up. Because it's closed now. But Michelle, your masks are already completed and are ready to go. So, for those of you who are just joining us, let us return to the news. Man dies of coronavirus 4 days after bounding out of Jefferson County Jail. Custody. The jail is the site of a COVID-19 outbreak. Okay? I'll get back to that, but I want you to see Soccer Mom, that out of the Watchdog live streams, got an email on Friday, May 1st, 2020 at 11:02 from Jenny Fulton, who says, "We don't have a coronavirus outbreak in the jail and have taken many steps to prevent one. Here's a document that illustrates those steps." Friday, May 1st. And there's Jenny Fulton, Director of Public Affairs for the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Let's review, shall we? This beautiful illustrated document. What your Jefferson County Sheriff's Office is doing to keep employees and inmates safe during COVID-19. They're having social distancing. Modules are at half capacity or less to allow for more space between inmates. Inmates are housed in single cells when possible. More inmates are on in-home detention, but that doesn't include the man with the mouth from the South, your submarine veteran, and mine, Mr. Eric Brandt. They're doing face coverings out of old uniforms to make more masks for inmates and staff. Out of old uniforms. They're like little squares that go over your face, and they have really bad ties. And so we're doing everything we can to get masks like this into the jail. And masks like this into the jail. And we've sent over 30 of them there. Currently, I have just spilled some beer into a jar of roaches on accident, but I caught it. So, crisis averted. It is all part of the game, grateful gal. And the idea here is that with offsite visitations, with public videos, phone or video attorneys and professional visits, and video court used for court appearances, we're having isolation and quarantine where all new inmates are screened and quarantined for 14 days. In case you missed it, we'll go back to the article that says that on April 16th, this man was transferred from Jefferson County Jail, from Denver Jail to Jefferson County Jail. We don't know who it was. We do not have a name, okay? But he tested positive for COVID-19, and he died 4 days. Because see, he was on the 16th to the 25th. So the probability of statistics here is he got COVID at Denver, went to Jefferson, brought extra over there. Is it safe for them to be in jail with a mask 24/7? Well, let's cover that. That's a good question. If, as we're told, inmates have social distancing and single cells when possible, that means that they can hang out in their cell with the freedom to come and go with the mask on in the common areas. Off-site public video only. Oh, yeah, they're isolating and quarantining, right? So there's additional measures. Inmates who have served at least 50% of their sentence and meet all requirements for the early release program are released daily. Enhanced arrest standards limit new bookings. Bookings are on average of 76% lower since March 31st, 2020. And transport vehicles are disinfected after each use. What fantastic measures, right? I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this. Or wait, does it? See, we can't even type that in. bit.ly. www. Well, no, we don't need that anymore. www.bit.ly/COVID-19 JCSO. Let's see what else they have to say, folks. Because what you need to know is that a man's dead. Okay? Their efforts were so fantastic that today, the Thursday, the 14th of May, after weeks of diligent reporting by Ghostwriter, after weeks of diligent reporting by Cut The Plastic, by Eric Brandt, by Fuck the Police, by Friends in Code, by Not Now Maybe Later, by Liberty Freak TV, by Pikes Peak Auditors, by Otto the Watchdog, by Poor Dirt Farmer, by Cindy R, and by Lacey R and Cindy Renee and Stephanie London. I mean, the names go on and on. The people who have been making phone calls and are paying attention to the fact that state health officials connected the death to the outbreak at the jail. Outbreak data released on Wednesday by the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment attributed death to the Jeffco jail outbreak. Outbreak. Over and over again. We're going to call it an outbreak now. And although the inmate was not in custody at the time of death, the link of the outbreak is one death added to the statistic. So, Out of the Watchdog asked last night, maybe it was this morning, how many have died? Look. State outbreak data released Wednesday shows 22 inmates at the Jefferson County Jail have tested positive for the coronavirus, and 8 more are presumed positive. A staff member at the jail also tested positive. One staff member, they're saying now. Man, will they get their shit straight? That's right. We now have 30 inmates who are positive or presumed positive at the Jefferson County Jail. Oh, my dear friends. I cannot explain this to you enough that I'm not sure how the number of 27 detentions deputies. Well, see, they had 5 staff test positive, 2 inmates. One was arrested by another agency and taken to the hospital. Oh my God, that's the same person. The inmate taken from the Denver jail to the Jefferson jail and then hospitalized after testing positive stated he was, right? One says is hospitalized until, this one says, so this could have been a third person for all we know, right? 27 deputies. Well, that's because what we know is the presumptive positives and those who were sent home, right? 20 detention staff testing positive. You folks don't get this. We have been telling you. We've been asking you to call in. Radio Nerd 1, I don't know, but I thank you for sending him a book. An inmate died in their custody, by the way. So, this is how real it is, okay? This is how it gets. This email, which was sent to Out of the Watchdog and then forwarded to myself on Friday, May 1st at 1:45 in the afternoon, had an inmate die at the jail. Probably a drug overdose, okay? And then they had an inmate die out of jail of the coronavirus. I mean, do we get it now yet, folks? The May 2nd death. May 2nd death. This one? This is May 1st. Oh. By the way, check out the web browser. Can you see it up there? It says webarchive.org. Right? Then it's the Denver Post article. And so the reason that we do that is that this way the website is now saved forever. And if the news were to ever delete this website, like, I don't know, in the case of Eric Brandt and Brian Loma and the Corner Bakery, we would have evidence of those articles because we save them on the webarchive.org. So, man. 78-year-old Charles Peterson died on April 1st after released by Weld County. Well, Weld County is in a big shitstorm right now. So that's the article there. Now, if we were to go do just a little bit of search, let's go duckduckgo.com. Get off of Google, because that's sometimes the right thing to do. Folks, what you're going to find is Weld County Jail COVID liability. The Weld County was sued, and they have all kinds of articles out here. I'm looking for the most recent one, though. Sheriff's Office arrested report is available. Anyway, they were just getting sued. Lawsuit. So it may be true that because of the responsibilities in cleaning the property, so let's talk about that. COVID. Um, who gets paid more? Is it if it's a heart attack or a COVID? I'm gonna suggest that because of the cleaning processes. Um, yes, that's absolutely right, Ghost Rider. 30 total is the number that is reported in the Denver Post article. And Ghost Rider, you should post some links to some of your videos. Everything from them denying masks being donated. Ghost Rider has videos over and over again of inmates at rec areas throughout not wearing masks. Frank Sturgill's been making Cora demands and is piling up potential lawsuits against them for failing to provide records. The situation is getting worse. Okay, and what they're doing is they're putting the inmates in a liability of catching a disease. And in 14 days, we've gone from one inmate to 30. How it spreads. My oh my. Seems to me I got a text message yesterday, and you might find this in Not Now Maybe Later, or Fuck the Police, or Pike Speak Auditors, or out of the Watchdogs news feeds. The food service pod at the jail, the inmates who serve food, is in quarantine for having COVID. Oh, and okay, thank you, Pike. See, this is why we're a community building this shit together. Um, so, let's see if we can't find a YouTube link here. For Ghost Rider. Oops, there it was. Man, I missed it. Mask refusal video. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, I should probably have renamed this. As a COVID story. Thank you. The whole worker pod. Get an echo for a second, all of you. Let's watch the mask refusal video and any associated advertising that goes along with it.
Okay, I'm recording. Yep.
And so that's Caterpillar.
Yes, I'm here with some masks that I wanted to donate to the inmates.
They already have them. They're already getting them.
So you won't take donations?
We already have them.
You have plenty?
Why are they wearing paper masks then?
The masks are $95. Are you there?
They're not going to take them.
Oh, they're gone.
They're not going to take the mask, guys. You heard it from them. They have plenty. That's why we saw inmates with no mask tonight.
So again, that's Jefferson County Sheriff's Department refusing masks. Danny Fulton on May 1st, and we'll go back to that, laid out quite clearly that there's no outbreak and they're taking plenty of procedures. So she also wants you to know that an inmate died in our custody today. He was housed in our medical unit in a single cell, and he was found by a deputy at 5:15 a.m., which was our fourth check of him within 50 minutes per withdrawal protocols. In addition to being on withdrawal protocol, he was isolated in medical when he was booked on April 27th. This is May 1st. So what's killing me is, per withdrawal protocols in the jail on Friday, May 1st, 4 days later, we're not pumping him full of vitamin D or anything like that. But on April 27th, he had a fever, said he had a fever, cough, and breath. We checked his temperature multiple times, the last being at 10 o'clock at night. And he did not have a fever during any of those checks, but we isolated him from other inmates just in case. Wait. So you get this? So you see how crazy this is? Chuck Bronson in the house. You got to understand how crazy this is. That on Friday, May 1st, after sending a protocols of the jail that says that all new inmates are screened and quarantined for 14 days before entering the general population, that she recognizes that in less than a 14-day period, from April 27th to May 1st, 4 calendar dates, that he was going through withdrawals 4 days later. He was in a medical pod. They weren't pumping him full of vitamin B for detoxing or any of that other stuff. So it's really, really jacked up, folks. And so whoever Otto may be, Jenny wants to make sure that she has thanked him for asking for this information in a polite and non-verbally abusive or threatening manner. Those of us fielding phone calls, which means that Jenny Fulton, the Director of Public Affairs for the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department, is directly fielding phone calls and receiving emails. And she wants all of you to know that they have feelings. And we have compassion for inmates and our coworkers. And you should be moved. You should be moved to tears, friends. For her compassion. Not for the dead. Not for the fact that a man died after bonding out of jail when he was in another jail. And they had the opportunity to hold him in that facility, to reduce his bond, to get him out and not take him to Jefferson. We don't know what his charges were, okay? But we have to know what the simplest of the facts are. And the facts are that they had the opportunity while this man was in the Denver County Jail to hear his case, to reduce his bond, he bonded out of jail, right? He bonded out of Jefferson County Jail custody after being transferred from the Denver facility on April 16th, right? And then on April 25th, he was transferred to the hospital. 9 days later, and 3 days after that, he got bond. So you have to ask yourself, why isn't Jefferson County following state of Colorado law? Because the law says that you cannot apply an excessive bond. And so if they reduce your bond because you're in the hospital, and 3 days later you're in the hospital and you bond out while you're in the hospital because they don't want to pay your hospital bills, then you know Safua, shit is fucked up and stuff. And so I want to thank Unsub Press, Ghost Rider, Otto the Watchdog, Pikes Peak Auditors, Caterpillar, right? We just showed you the video of Caterpillar trying to deliver videos, masks, and they denied them, right? This is a community effort. So let's go to Ghost's 8th video of them not wearing masks. And maybe, just maybe, if you guys don't chat too much, I'll find it really quick.
What's up? It's Rob Rass here. And
What up, Rob Rass? I don't really give a shit what you have to say. He wants to sell you sunglasses. I'm not interested in those sunglasses. I'm interested in the video from Ghost Rider. And all of you that have wrenches.
Keep your team organized and connected, no matter where you work.
All right, we're going to turn it down, but we're going to leave the video play for 30 seconds. Or another 30 seconds here. All of you who are not subscribed to each other should be posting your links in the chat while we're doing this, okay? I'm sorry that Otto left the building. He should have known that his videos were being played. Maybe if Pikes is here, he can communicate, or somebody can text him. And by the way, if you did not know, I'm going to have to change this because I just played an ad inside my video. If you did not know, we're going to have biscuits and gravy on Sunday morning. I have a rumor that somebody that's really, really tall is supposed to be coming to Colorado and making biscuits and gravy. In the meantime, this is not breaking news to you folks. Oh my God, Caterpillar, God bless you and thank you. We thank you. We're grateful. This is the real talk. Texas accountability talk. No, too tall. I wish Joe cool. Yes, Pikes Otto. That is the case. He should be here tomorrow. Contact me offline, huh? If we need to. So, biscuits and gravy at Sunday breakfast. In the meantime, do you see these people? Be there or wish you were. That's right. This is Ghost Rider's video. These men are wearing such loose-fitting masks that they'll fall right off their faces. They don't prevent oxygen from coming in through the sides. And Don Taylor, I just got that from Friends in Code, the hot water video. I have not had a chance to preview it.
Listen to phone call between Pikes and Eric right now. That's happening live.
Partying America had to take a plea.
We're also looking at inmates with no masks on
Yep.
at the jail. Yes. 17 inmates tested positive this week. What do we have right here? Inmates with no masks.
Loose lidding.
None of these inmates out in this exercise yard have a mask on. That guy might have just put one on. Might have just put his on. Oh, he's going back in. I'm wondering if they got told that they can take them off when they go out to the exercise yard, which is pretty much stupid because they closed down all the gyms to prevent everybody from transmitting each other's at gyms and whatnot. So these guys are allowed to come out here and exercise without these masks, and they got 17 positives this week alone. I see people without masks. That guy that just shot the ball, he has no mask on. The guy doing push-ups next to him, right there with no shirt on, he has no mask on. The guys inside, they look like they might have masks on, but these guys in the yard, no masks. The guy that was on the left side, that was out there, he had no mask.
Well, quick question. Quick question. I'm sorry. Are you told that you don't have to wear a mask if you're out on the exercise yard?
They're expressly required to wear masks in the exercise yard. See how this works? Ghost asked a question. Pikes asked it to Eric. Ghost is live. Pikes is getting the question in his chat with his phone call. See how that works? That's community, folks.
Dinner or something. He did.
I was worried it was Rustin. Rustin Melfi came out They didn't even give him a mask to leave the jail.
He's been great.
We showed up. We gave them
Yeah, he
masks.
actually got an interview with Cut The Plastic, Ghost Rider, and Miss Janet Matson.
I don't fucking stand it.
Yeah. Yep, his mother was there. It was a beautiful thing, man. I couldn't believe it.
So Eric's just learning on the phone call here
You've spoken with more on the phone, I understand.
about how all of us were there to meet his friend.
Him several times. I've live streamed a couple times that I talked to him, but we've talked without the live streams. You know, it's
So that's Ghost Rider's
a
video,
really rough situation.
and you can find it in the chat. It's an hour and 20 minutes long. So
We're listening to Pikes and Eric talk on phone.
Situation, yeah. I'll tell you right now, these folks are going to take very hard. Even mother and your boyfriend will be better than your boyfriend.
so I'm going to pause this
The signing example,
because I want you to see
hearing the other day.
the things here. Okay, all the things. So more than 100 inmates in downtown Denver have been tested positive for COVID-19. The Denver Joint Information Center confirms positive tests amongst 99 inmates. 99 inmates at the downtown Denver jail. This was published May 8th. Okay? And I'm hoping that it's actually going to play a video for us. So there'll probably be an ad first. Yes, that is what I have been told. That Rusty we've taken the delayed decision to send Rusty to his grandparents has occurred, and he'll get all kinds of good things taken care of by his grandparents. I probably do. This is a Chromebook. I've been running stuff for a while, and it's running slow.
Other criminal justice organizations are calling on the governor to stop COVID-19 from becoming a death sentence in prison. Testing at the Sterling Correctional.
Wow. Maybe if I pause my TV, that'll help.
166 inmates had tested positive, and at least one person has died. The ACLU is recommending the release of. Said releasing dangerous criminals because of coronavirus is not going to happen.
So that's what they got to say. Releasing dangerous criminals with corona is not going to happen, or because of corona. So 99 inmates at the downtown detention center, 7 at the county jail. And as of Thursday, this is last week, 28 inmates were in isolation after exhibiting symptoms of COVID-19. Denver Health has offered those inmates a test. The JIC reports that 12 inmates who previously tested positive have recovered. 27 inmates who tested positive have been released. See, it wants to play this video automatically. That's the problem. The Jefferson County Detention Facility reports 17 inmates have tested positive, and those inmates have been moved to isolation modules, according to the sheriff's office.
Denver Public Schools sent out a letter to parents saying that
Those inmates have been moved to isolation. Denver Sheriff also opened specific pods for COVID-19 positive inmates. So if you've got COVID, you can all live together happily ever after. On April 27th, the downtown Denver Center began testing all inmates in the facility. Inmates had been exposed to the virus are now being tested after 14 days, and inmates prior to being transferred to another facility. Okay, so basically, we're having a mod fest over here, and if I missed you, we'll get there. I see the Denver Sheriff's Department have said they have not taken action to reduce the jail population. And remember that a month ago I said that they were taking donations of soap because they didn't have soap in the jail. Folks, you need to understand that we've been recording the Denver Sheriff's Department's failure to have soap for like a year now. When I was arrested in October of 2018, I did not have soap in my cell. And for the first 6 hours being outside my cage, I didn't know that there was soap available to me. I'm like, where's the soap, people? To wash your hands before you dinner, after you poop, or things like that. Stop the spread of a disease like hepatitis or corona, right? So the Jefferson County Jail has clearly indicated that they have soap. The inmates there have cleared that. However, the Denver jail has not had soap for so long. So when you find out that the numbers are actually 106 inmates test positive in Denver in 17, and then just a little while later, you find out that a man died. A man died of corona 4 days after bonding out of jail. And we've been telling them all along. And they're not giving inmates a mask at every meal, right? So the inmates, the situation is getting worse. And this guy who bonded out of jail and then died of COVID was bonded out after being hospitalized and being transferred from one jail to another without having his bond reduced. Vet Tech Kimmy, thank you for that. That gets you one of those. So I just can't explain. Look at this. Another guy, Charles Peterson, on May 2nd. Yes, Friends in Code. Another one of those very active journalists in the state of Colorado, part of the Denver crew, who should come to Denver on Sunday or Saturday and meet Too Tall Rob. How does COVID get in the jail from the sheriffs? So what did they do to take care of the sheriffs to make sure that they didn't get COVID? Right? That's what it boils down to. So this is a Denver Post article, locked up with an invisible threat. Inmates and their friendlies have little information, lots of fear amid a coronavirus spread on April 14th. For 5 days, this woman tried to contact her brother, who was locked up in Denver's downtown detention center. Video calls she scheduled were unanswered. Attempts to talk to jail staff didn't work. Her worry about her brother escalated because he had schizophrenia and doesn't understand what's going on around him. He's been in jail since March and doesn't understand the coronavirus pandemic. Right? Without the ability to advocate for himself, his care is left entirely to the jail staff, who are not able to do a very good job. There are more than 30,000 people incarcerated in Colorado. That's a town. That's not a small town. That's a town, right? The invisible threat of the virus seems inescapable. And there's been, look at this, a sign at Cook County Jail, save us. So it killed an El Paso County Sheriff's deputy working in a jail. It's got people in Weld County. This guy, Charles Peterson, could barely walk when he was released March 30th from the jail. He'd been there since March 11th for parole violation. But because of a reentry program, The Rock Found agreed to accept him, and he signed a legal declaration from the program's director. He got a director of it to sign his participation, right? He was immediately admitted to the hospital after his release. He wasn't even in the hospital while he was in jail, folks. Right? This other guy, he at least got to get to the jail, and then he was able to get his bond. Here, he had to bond out and then and he had to get into a program at 70 years old, right, in order to get out of jail. So the Rock Found knows this guy, and they're frustrated, they're sad, and Weld County is a focal point because the ACLU alleged that the sheriff's office was not addressing the virus correctly. Yes, Bolt Action News, Chronic Shusher. You know, I was gonna go there. He had 50 people live when I decided that it was my turn. So the ACLU has filed lawsuits in Weld County, and there's a guy that was serving a 90-day sentence for driving on a revoked license, and he was quarantined after transfer from another jail on another case. So these are career criminals, obviously, right? Driving on a revoked license, probably trying to go to work in a place that doesn't have mass transit access, right? In a smaller town where he's recognized by every dick with a gun. So he was moved around multiple times and quarantined for only 5 days. 52 inmates were released early as officials. 52 out of 30,000. Oh, thank you, God. So this guy goes to work, Raymond Mefford, every day, and then he comes back to his cage, right? So he goes to work and then comes back to his cage. How do you think COVID comes into the building? You know, if you're writing Eric, tell him I said hi. Tell him that you've learned about some of this shit from me and the others of the crew, and that we're all fighting for him, huh? Ladies and gentlemen, shit is fucked up and stuff. So here's how fucked up it is. It's 7:48. It's time for me to go get ready to howl at the moon. Then I need to clean up my my little mess here in the sewing room. If you haven't heard the news, my efforts at sewing were so well attended that we have opened a sweatshop. My buddy got one of those PPP loans, government loans, Keep America Working. And if you spend 75% of it on employee labor, then there's some conditions. You don't have to pay the money back or whatever. And so we're making masks. And happy Fuck the Cops Day to all of you. Because if you don't recognize that it's the bad cops who refuse to wear their masks, who refuse to hold other people accountable to their coworkers wearing masks. So yes, get your shit is fucked up and stuff shirt now. Otto, I need to get one of those from you as well. Maybe you got one you can bring this weekend. I don't know, but we'll talk offline about that. We have 7 industrial machines. I put some people to work. I found some mask makers at other stores, including my, like that I sell at or was selling at. And no, we're actually paying $18 an hour for mask making labor and sewing, cutting, all of that, and paying an honest living wage to make masks. We're going to finish our first 60, 70 masks tomorrow. And so I'm really excited. And you know what? You keep coming back, you're going to end up moderated. We're pulling the Eric Brandt show methodology. And if you see my finger, it's because I'm just moderating pretty much everybody who's talking right now. Beer is provided. That's right. So you get your free alcohol and 10 cents an hour, plus a quarter per mask that you finish. Joking, of course. Listen, shit's fucked up. Will you write Eric Brandt? Will you go to your local jail and call somebody? Find out who an inmate is. Ask how the conditions are. If appreciate you. Yeah, we do what's real. We do the work, right? Watchdog News Network, Pikes Peak Auditors, Friends in Code, Ghostwriter, a Caterpillar. Just some of the people down and dirty on a daily, regular, consistent basis. Lacey, Cindy, taking those phone calls from Eric on a regular and consistent basis, that's some hard work too. But we're calling attention to it, and we're hoping that you, as our community, are paying attention and you're reverberating. Right? That's the biggest idea right now: is to take what we do and duplicate it. Take the actions and the attentions. I don't think that Eric is a cologne fan, but I don't know. You might have to ask one of his boyfriends. Something I've never been. So, we want you. Yes. Unsubpress. What I really would like to do is I would like to start like a phone tree doing Cora demands, following the lead of Frank Sturgill, so that each one of us can demand video from inside the jail showing 15 minutes of no, but you can email me at cuttheplastic at gmail.com, travel, and send letters to Eric, send him stamps, and hit hit us up. Better than a smelly mask. That's true. Folks, it's a beautiful day. Participate in your society in a way that makes you feel good about yourself and joins you in community. And in the words, Chris Marcus, of the infamous Jenny, the public relations coordinator from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department, Otto, or in this case, whoever you may be, we appreciate you asking for this information in a polite and non-verbally abusive or threatening manner. Those who are fielding phone calls and receiving emails do have feelings. We have compassion for the inmates and for our coworkers, folks. Unsub, you got my email, and so this is the idea. I'm gonna lay it out in 2 minutes. 15-minute segments of video, maybe 10-minute segments, and each person asks for a different 10-minute segment, and we just pick a day, and we can ask for different segments. So I might ask for 8 o'clock to 8:10 on Tuesday, May 12th. And then I might also ask for another 10-minute segment at 5:10 to 5:20. There's some timelines on how much like each person can request in the review and the effort of energy of getting that video. So if they have to claim that they watch it, we only ask for 10 minutes so that they can't go over the 30-minute or 1 hour time frame or whatever it is. So that's Jenny Fulton at Public Affairs. And I just want to remind all of you that she told Otto the Watchdog and all of you, because you are the people, on Friday, May 1st, 2020, that they don't have an outbreak. We do not have a COVID outbreak at the jail because inmates are not contracting COVID while in our custody. Public health is aware of our COVID cases, and they are helping to monitor those cases so that we can continue to prevent an outbreak. Oh, Jenny, how things have changed. From Friday, May 1st, 2020, at 1:45 p.m. to Wednesday, May 13th, when your public reports indicated that 30 people, 22 inmates at the Jefferson County Jail, have tested positive, and 8 more are presumed positive. I just can't get away from it, folks. You just can't get away from it. So, Jay Davis, it'll be a year. Maybe. We'll find out. But in the meantime, COVID's running rampant. How are you holding your government officials accountable to preventing people from being in jail on death sentences? Like this poor man who died of coronavirus 4 days after bonding on the Jefferson County Jail after being transferred from the Denver jail. He didn't even need to go there. He didn't even need to go to Jefferson. They could have just bonded him out of Denver and been done with it. But they would not let him go until he had been hospitalized. Jay Davis, that's a great question. You could get that Cora information and you could request it from Jenny Fulton, JM Fulton at co.jefferson.co.us. And when you're done, email it. It's time to howl, folks. Oh man, do I have battery left? Let's do it. I gotta get the fireworks. So, the one thing I am running out of, folks, are these bangy poos. If there's anybody traveling to Colorado in the next month or two, I probably could use some. It's my beautiful neighborhood. Construction site going on. We got just a moment till 8 o'clock, and you know we'll hear those bells. And that, folks, was the 8 o'clock howl at the moon. Yeah, way to go, huh? So, folks, I've done my part of the reporting today. I've told you my story. And now you should see my garden. And then I'm going to call it a day. But in the meantime, check this out. That's a cabbage that I grew from a root, a stalk, something like that, but that turned out better. Okay? Some basil and the garlic. And over here is the real pride and joy. That cabbage, doesn't that look beautiful? At its heart is a stalk from a cabbage that you got at the grocery store. She's gonna have a bunch of heads on her. So, ladies and gentlemen, friends, lovers, children of all ages, I hope you do your part for America today. Stand up, be the voice for those like Eric Brandt, veterans who put their lives on the line, literally now, because his thoughts and prayers became months and possibly years. Hit up Pikes Peak tomorrow for Brandt in a box, and know that there are people in your community who can use your hope too. Don't forget to hit that like button. Tell somebody about the video that I just made by sharing it. And tomorrow, let somebody know how much in government you care about what they're doing. Recycle, folks, and have a great night. Thank you.